Good morning, Flaters. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone had an amazing summer. I just want to take a moment to talk about a few important things. The majority of these are actually things that you probably already know if you've been a student here, and it's just a good review. And for anyone who's new, it's just a good opportunity to learn some of the standard rules that we have here at FHU MHS. So some of this will also be maybe things I said yesterday in the assembly, just a little bit of a reminder. All right, so first, safety drills. The biggest priority before we can even get into the academics here at Fairhaven is making sure that we have a safe environment, right? You can't be expected to learn if you don't feel safe. So through the year, we will do safety drills. We're required by the state to do one every month. And we flip back and forth between doing fire drills, where the main goal is just to get out of a building that may have a fire in it, right? Obviously. The other type of drill we do is going to be what we'd call an option based drill. And that's something where it might not be as simple as just get out of the building. That might be where there's an emergency, something happening in the community or in the building itself, where you have to be thoughtful and think about what's the safest thing to do. Should I evacuate? Should I barricade? Or should we barricade ourselves inside of a classroom? And we're going to practice that. My point here is just to remind everybody that we will be having these drills, and in September, we'll do all three. So we don't just do one. The first month of school year, we practice all three. The third one I didn't mention is bus drills. So we always do a bus drill for every student, whether you ride a bus or not, to come out. And that way, if you're on a field trip or just coming and going from school and something happens, you know how to evacuate and how to be safe on the bus. So we'll do all these drills. They won't be surprises. We're not just going to all of a sudden have alarms going off. There are going to be things that we kind of slowly walk into and we talk you through and give you some scenarios. And it's muscle memory, right? The best way to be safe is to build that muscle memory. So if something did happen, you kind of have already practiced and developed the skill of what you need to do in a scenario. So I wanted to make you aware of that, and we'll keep you posted on when those will be happening. The two other things. So I have four things. I think I said that I want to talk about. The next two are um, kind of two of the most important rules. I mean, we have a lot of rules; they're all very important, but these ones probably come up the most often. The first one is our 10 and 2 rule. Last year was our first year of running this. The 10 and 2 rule says that for the first 10 minutes of a class, you have to be in the classroom. And for the last 2 minutes of the class, you have to be in the classroom. So, why this is important? There's a whole bunch of reasons. One is safety. That way, your teacher can account for you. They're not wondering where you are. Um, Another is, why do we want you in class for the first 10 minutes? We don't want you coming into class and saying, I'm here, going to the bathroom. We get that that's a necessary thing. But oftentimes in the first 10 minutes, what your teacher is doing is they're doing attendance. So you're accounted for. We know where you're at. And that's the safety piece. They're setting up their lesson, right? They're giving you instructions. If you're not there for that, then when you come back, the teacher is now doing the instructions again, and your classmates are waiting on that. And it just isn't a really efficient way. So being in there the first 10 minutes, being on time and being there for the first 10 minutes. And we really hold tight to that. We don't want you using the restrooms. We don't want you grabbing a drink. We don't want you going to the nurses or the office. We want you in the classroom. Now, I've said that there's some obvious things, right? And when I said all those things, those are non-emergency things. So if you need to go to the nurse and it's not an emergency, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if it's an emergency, right, you got a cut and you're bleeding, that's different. That's obviously different. And that's not what I'm talking about. Those would be situations where you would talk with your teacher and your teacher knows, yeah, this is different. This is where we can bend a little bit on the 10 and 2 rule. All right. The other one is our cell phone policy. This has been in place for a few years, and we know this is a challenge. We know cell phones are a part of our life. We treat school, though, the same way that we would expect someone to be in the workplace. So, can you have your phone in the workplace? Sure. But should you be on your phone? scrolling through social media when you're expected to be working? No. And I'm not trying to pretend like that doesn't happen out in the world, but here we are a place where we practice the expectations that will make you effective throughout your life, to make you a good worker, to make you attentive to the people who are important in your life. So when you are in class, you cannot have your cell phone out. You cannot be on your cell phone. That is the cell phone policy. And really, to be more specific, during instructional time, period, you cannot be on your cell phone. That means that if you're in English class and you go to use the restroom, you still can't be on your phone because that is instructional time. Maybe you're not in the class, but it is during that time period on the bell schedule when classes are running. So you should not be on your phone in the hallway during class time. You should not be on your phone in the bathroom during class time. I'll be honest, being on your phone in the bathroom is probably not a super healthy thing to be doing anyways. So you shouldn't be on those. Now, all of your teachers are going to have little stations for storing phones. We're not asking you to dig through your bag and take your phone out. That's not the point. What we're recognizing is for some people, having the phone away in your bag is easy, and that's perfectly fine. Having your phone in your pocket, we're not going to go asking you to empty your pockets. That's not the point, right? We trust you. We want to build that trust. But we do have those for people who recognize that I know it's just a habit I have and I'm having a hard time breaking it. So I'm just going to put it in this holder. Or if it's a situation that's out and the teacher says, put it in the holder, right? Or if you're going to the bathroom and you do have it in your pocket and you know that's going to be an issue out in the hallway, put it in the holder. It's there to support this rule. Now, when can you use phones? So the whole point is not just to exclude it at the high school. Middle school is a little bit different for those of you that are coming up. And it's because you're younger then. You're older now. You have more responsibility. So when you're here, when is it okay to use it? In between classes. So passing time, those, I know it's only 3 or 4 minutes. That's a perfect opportunity to use it. That is okay. During lunchtime, perfectly okay. These are like your times, your free times. When you can't be using it is during the that blocked out time that is class. There are consequences too. So our consequences around the phone use, if you're being called out for having your phone during class time, the first offense is it's being held from you. You know, your teacher will take it, or they'll send you to ISR or to the office to give us your phone for the period. Okay, you get it back after the period. Second offense, doesn't matter where the second offense is. This is not like one offense with each teacher. The second offense in the school day is going to be us confiscating the phone for the whole school day. Again, that first offense might happen in October and the second offense doesn't happen until January. Doesn't matter, right? We were keeping track of that. That's important to us. It's important that you understand this is important enough to us where we are tracking it and we're holding you accountable for that if we have to. So second offense, it gets confiscated for the day. I know, I completely understand. I've had lots of conversations with students. I know this is difficult for some students. We will show you where we hold it. We are not interested in being on your phone. We are not interested in having your phone in a situation where it could be damaged. We have safe spaces for it. Third offense, again, the phone is confiscated for the day, but it isn't given back. It is not given back to you at the end of the day. Instead, we call parents or guardians, and they need to come in and pick it up. Okay. At third offense, it's the same. Parents or guardians have to pick it up. But fourth offense, parents or guardians have to come pick it up, and there's a detention assigned. So in case I kind of confused you with the third and fourth, third offense, parents, guardians have to come pick it up, but you don't have a detention. Fourth offense, parents, guardians have to pick it up and you have a detention. And anything after that, fifth, sixth, same thing. Parents, guardians, and there's the detention. Third thing I want to talk about is signing in, signing out. So a lot of this probably applies to seniors, but it might apply to you as well. If you are leaving for the day, maybe you have a dentist appointment, your parents or guardians are coming to pick you up, or you have permission to leave if you're driving, you need to come through the main office. You have to sign in and sign out. That is really a safety thing, because if you were signed out for a dentist appointment and we had an actual fire and we had to evacuate all the students, we have that list so we know who is out. So it's a safety thing for you. It's a safety thing for anyone that might be coming in looking for you and you're not in the building. And we follow that rule as well with a student who maybe accidentally left their textbook in the car in the parking lot and they want to go. We may not have you sign out, but we have a staff member walk out with you. And that's all around safety, and it's the same rules that we've been using in the past. So it shouldn't be anything new. The last thing I want to talk about, and this is something I talked about in the assembly, is uh, you are what makes this school amazing, right? And one piece to that is being tolerant of others. It doesn't mean not sticking up for yourself and challenging people's thoughts and saying what you think in a safe and respectful environment. It just means that we're being respectful, right? We are allowed to express our differences in a respectful way. And part of this is also really around, like, are you a bystander or an upstander? So if you're a bystander and you see something happening that you don't like, that just simply means you see it, you walk away, it's somebody else's problem. What we're looking for here is being an upstander. If you see something and it doesn't feel right, stand up for somebody, stand up for yourself, do it in a respectful way. And that's something that's really important to us. And we want to make sure that's a part of our culture. Along with that is something that we often say is, if you see something, say something. If something doesn't feel right, say something. Find an adult and let them know. You are the first defense to a safe environment. So if you see something that you feel is unsafe, let an adult know so that we can address it and we can make sure that FHU is a safe place for all of our students. All right. I hope everyone's going to have a great day. Sorry, this was kind of a long video, but I'm happy to have you all back and have an awesome day.